Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we are currently running a deficit, as we would expect, and we are heavily constructing our power plants. We're looking to drop the price of electricity in Prussia by a pretty wide margin, because that is a huge amount of the subsidies that we're paying. And those subsidies are very expensive. Now, we don't need to expand our railway for a good long time, and that's good. That is very, very good. But we definitely do have an electricity input goods shortage. So we're working on that, and will this actually solve it? Hang on. We need to figure that out. So how much electricity do we need here? Let's see. We can see that we have 4.81k buy orders, and we have 1.31k sell orders. I don't think that this will solve it. We have how many of these in the queue? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I lost count. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 in the queue. Okay. And each of these produce how much? Each of these produce 600. So what's 600 times 15? Calc, 16, or 600 times 15. That's 9,000. That should be enough. Cool. So we'll get that going. Cash reserves here are dropping hilariously. But for the moment, that'll be fine. And the price of engines is very high, too. We should probably look to expand our motor industries. So if we go into here and go to our motor industries, let's bring up the number here in Posen to 10. And let's build... Oh, floating harbors. Cool. Let's build a few in... Brandenburg as well, maybe? Or Rhineland? Let's sort by revenue. Westphalia, actually. Okay, so we'll get those constructing. That's not probably going to fix the issue, but... Oh, Baden wants to join us. Done. Beautiful. So do we need to... Let's see, where was that? Under the political tab, state actions, incorporate state. Do we need to incorporate it? We do. So we'll get that underway. Fantastic. So this state is now ours. That's perfect. We've expanded quite a lot without actually, like, aggressively expanding. Absolutely beautiful. I am concerned about our deficit. No doubt about that. And looking at Baden here, we are over-infrastructured. I'm wondering, is the railway here already converted over to electric? No, it's on steam trains. So we'll bump that over to electric trains. Steel passenger carriages is correct. We'll make that be government run, and it is subsidized. Cool. So there we go. We've got a few vacancies. That's to be expected. So we should be expecting our market access to be low in Baden right now. Yes, but that will fix. In theory. What about peasants here? Are there peasants in Baden? Yes, actually, there's 11k. That'll get eaten up pretty quickly. I have no doubt about that. So all of our power plants have been constructed now. There's still an input goods shortage of power plants, but we do have a lot of vacancies out here. So I can't say I'm shocked about that. I'm definitely not shocked about this. Okay. Cash reserves are going up, and the building is fully... No, the building is not fully employed. They need 26.9k more technicians, or rather machinists. Now it's fully employed? No. I think this is a bug. But our finances are a lot better. But that is because we're not constructing as much. Fair enough. Fair enough. Nitrogen fixation has been unlocked, and that, of course, means that we can come on in here and work on, say, mechanized farming. We also unlock some production methods. I do see that there's a diplomatic play going on. Radical Moldavia versus Moldavia. I'm going to declare neutrality in that. Okay. So there we go. That is great. And what else do we have going on here? We've got a bunch of input goods shortages, and I would definitely like to continue to work on that. So, rubber we have to import. And there's nothing that is good to import that from. So, ammunition and small arms, on the other hand, we can certainly work on that. So, we would want to construct an arms industry. Yeah, expanding this is quite profitable. I'm going to expand this all out to multiples of 5 right now. Like that. That's going to cost a lot. That's expected. Cool. So that should fix that problem. Polish people are migrating to Kansas. Well, good for them. So we're going to hop over. Actually, I want to check, how is France's GDP doing? Because ours is going up pretty rapidly. We're almost caught up. We're only 3 million apart. I love it. So that's great. We will continue this expansion at this rate. And I want to... There was another thing I wanted to do, and I suddenly can't remember what it is. Oh, I remember what it is. I wanted to go into our buildings here because we finished our fertilizers, which should allow us to bump up our chemical plants, as well as some of our farms, I believe. Yes, chemical fertilizers. Beautiful. Our iron mines are not unified, nor are our rye farms. So let's get all of these set up. Electric fences should be okay. Slaughterhouses. Dynamite. Steam donkey. There we go. Dynamite. Steam donkey. And rail transportation. Rail transportation here as well. We're unrefrigerated, which is not necessarily great. But our logging camps will go to electric sawmills, hardwood production, steam donkey, and rail log carts. We can do refrigerated here now. That's interesting. Okay, let's get all of that underway. Hopefully that will help our throughput once we get converted over there. Our barracks, we're going to be running skirmish infantry. We're just going to bring this all down. I'm not necessarily wanting to run substantial opium, so we're still going to do the wound dressing, which isn't necessarily ideal. But I don't want to spend the amount on opium that it'll cost to switch over to field hospitals. It's going to be so much. So we'll avoid that for the time being. And this has actually increased our balance quite a lot. Quite substantially, considering we're fully constructing right now. That's pretty good. I like it. So we're going to get these motor industries expanded. Saxony is now supporting Austria as a unification candidate for Germany. What a jerk. Whoa, look at our GDP all of a sudden from those substitutions. We have left France in the dust. We are the #1 GDP worldwide by a wide margin now. Beautiful. So we're going to finish this up, and our main concern at this point that I have is workers. Our number of workers is concerning. Our subsidies have dropped off fairly dramatically. I'm guessing electricity is still expensive. We can't do government-run power plants. Noted. And we're still running hydroelectric. Gotcha. And there's still a lot of vacancies for our power plants. So our power plants are going to continue to be online here. We are producing a decent amount of electricity. Do we still have an input goods shortage? We do. That's not super shocking, I suppose. But I guess it'll do. And our motor industries should be finishing up as well. Ooh, look at that. We're almost turning a profit. And now we're turning a profit. Now, to be clear, our construction queue is not full. The Metropolitan Railway was successfully completed. Okay. The grand opening of the Berlin Metropolitan Railway was received with much celebration. In a speech, the king congratulated the engineers who made this possible. It is not only the railway that is electrified, but the whole city of Berlin. The streets are abuzz with citizens marveling at the wonders of technology, speculating about what new innovation will come to transform our lives for the better. So we can either give the engineers a reward, getting permanent 100% building throughput in Brandenburg for railways, and 50% of the engineers would become more loyalist. Or we gain prestige. Let's take the loyalists. It's not going to be a lot of them. Actually, that's a pretty good jump. Cool. So that'll be fine. We should start thinking about dropping our taxes soon. This would be minus 116k. Noted. Well, our construction queue is only 7 weeks left. Okay, they're queued up a few more. I was thinking there that perhaps they weren't going to queue up more, but they did. That's fine. We're going to have all these arms industries done reasonably soon. And yeah, we're dipping back down into deficit, but not very far. Not very far into deficit at all. Man, our economy is so much stronger than everyone else's. It's absurd. Cross-border investments. Prussian industrialists are interested in making investments in neighboring Hanoverian industries. He stood up, put on his hat, and headed towards the door. At first, it seemed he would leave without another word, but then he turned around and spoke with barely suppressed anger. Being accused of lacking patriotism for where I try to make money isn't just insult. It betrays a complete lack of understanding of how money is made. Do you think I made what I already have by thinking provincially? Honestly? An excellent investment. Let's do it. I wouldn't mind better relations with Hanover. Maybe they will join us in our confederation. I doubt it, but it would be nice if they would. So we're now making a profit again. And that's great. Our subsidy costs are running about even. Let's take a look at our railway economics at this point. So I don't care about this livestock branch. I want to look at the railway specifically, and we'll look at that revolution in just a moment. So as far as this railway goes. Okay. So do we still have an input goods shortage of electricity, but not of engines? That is correct. Noted. Engines are still our primary expenditure here, though. Okay. So let's look at this revolution. What's going on here? Who's angry? Oh, they want to enact migration controls again? But they actually can't. So that's going to be these guys again. Noted. So we need 200 authority to make this happen. Okay. Well, they can't actually get beyond 50%, so we'll see if they start decaying again. I'm not sure what caused it previously. It's 8 per week, minus 10% from home affairs, so we'll see. We do have protectionism, 68.8%, 68.7%, ready to go. Okay, sure. That's all good. And economically, Our GDP is leveling off a little bit, but I think that's largely because we've been investing in these arms industries for so long. The arms industries will be finishing up very shortly. We're still running an electricity inputs good shortage. It's not 600k per level. It's like 200k per level, isn't it? Hang on. Let's actually look at it in this tooltip. 50 per level. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. So 50 times 15 was 750. So we know that we need additional power plants beyond what we have. So let's go ahead and expand these up to 15. And then up to 20. Like that. Yeah, we'll be deficit spending for a little bit. Our arms industries will wrap up. And this will be fine. So we're going to be building another, what, 30 in total, I believe? Is that correct? 30? Yes, 30. So 50 times 30 is another 1,500. This is still probably not enough. So let's also build in Pomerania and in Westphalia. That should be enough power. I hope. Cool. So that'll be going for a good long time. Our arms industries are finishing up. Sulfur mines and coal mines are going to be finishing soon enough as well. And these power plants, they're going to be going for a while. We do have a sugar shortage. And we could definitely import some. That should do it. Well, actually, I don't know. Will that do it? Not exactly. We're going to need more sugar. We can import all of the sugar on the market. And that's still not going to be enough, based on what I'm seeing here. Yeah. So our rye farms could definitely use some expansion. Noted. We'll let those auto-expand. They're not hugely profitable, and I'm not too concerned about it. I think it'll be fine. So we have a sulfur mine finishing up here. Let's also check at other input goods shortages. Ironclads, electricity, which we're working on, rubber, which we can't, oil, which we can't, small arms, which I expect to go away, given time. I don't know, maybe we need to further expand our small arms. Let's see. Here we go. Arms industries. Okay. I mean, we do have a number of vacancies right now. Workers are becoming our strongest commodity. Okay. And this revolution actually went away, which I guess is fine. Yes, we'll take group approval from basically everyone who matters. Thank you very much. And how long until these power plants finish up? 10 more weeks. Beautiful. So, our standard of living is secure. We're number 2 worldwide in standard of living, only behind Bremen. And our GDP is very high indeed. So that is great. Now, our number of loyalists is very low, and our number of radicals very high. That's definitely a problem. Electric arc process for steel mills, huh? I mean, more steel mill production would be very nice. So let's hop down to our steel mills and electric arc process. Rotary valve engines as well. Let's bump our motor industries down to electric engines, since we are massively increasing our amount of electricity. Like, we're more than doubling our amount of electricity right now. So that's cool. Paper mills can run rotary valve engines. These require coal. Okay. Noted. Let's just make sure that all of these are on their top production unless it causes a problem. If it causes a problem, we'll look into it. But otherwise, that all looks good. For our urban center, we can run covered markets. and electric streetlights, public trains. And I suppose we could do free churches. I think state-run is maybe fine. Okay. So we'll go down to standard filing system. Professional bureaucrats seems good. And I wouldn't mind going to a secular administration here. That would get us bureaucrats instead of clergymen. Sure, let's do that. For universities, we can run secular academia. There we go. And what else would we want to do here? Overall, that seems reasonable-ish. Yeah, we're on manual dough processing, but there's nothing else we can really do there. So that seems okay. Yeah. We can go through all of these at a later date. They're on home workshops, and they're on free peasants. Okay. Of course, we're not going to auto-expand that. I do want to auto-expand any of these that are not marked for auto-expansion, though. And if we have to subsidize the rice farms, we can. Cool. We're not going to subsidize any of these right now. Some of this is currently subsidized, and I don't want to subsidize it. I do want to auto-expand it. But I don't want to subsidize any of this. Well, maybe shipyards should be subsidized. The rest of this, ideally, should not be under most circumstances. Okay. Under the rural areas, let's just make sure that that's in the same situation. Cool. And then development, we can auto-expand the railways if they're profitable. Well, actually, no, let's not auto-expand the railways. Okay. What are we looking at for subsidies now? 270. That's a big improvement. That is an extraordinarily big improvement. I like it. So these power plants are going to start finishing up in about 2 weeks. North German people are migrating to Modena, which isn't necessarily great. Checking in at our annual projected growth. Okay. How does this growth rate compare to the global average? That's something that I'm interested in. A stat that I don't appear to have access to. But definitely something that I would be interested in knowing. Power plants are beginning to expand out. That's great. And we're suddenly running a huge deficit. Really high subsidies. Urban centers. Okay, so we did make a change to our urban centers. Clearly, we need to do something about that. Okay. So my question is, which of these is causing it? Well, free churches will save us a lot. Just letting that go until the week calculation. Okay, yeah, this is clearly an issue. Our urban centers... This is it. It's the covered markets. We're going to have to go back to market stalls. That's not the only issue. Unlit streets... and personal transportation only. And state-run churches. It's a big change. And this is as cheap as it gets. But our subsidies are still massively up from where they were. But I think that is probably because the urban centers were... Well, actually, do urban centers... Okay. I think it's fine. It'll recover. It'll recover. So our urban centers can't really be brought up at this moment. More radicalization happening. Not necessarily great. And I'm keeping an eye on us catching up with our credit cap. It's definitely happening. But a big part of that is because power plants are very expensive to construct. Hey, we now have protectionism. Okay, cool. So people want to enact graduated taxation. What would this end up doing? Predicted revenue, we would end up losing a little bit of taxation. Noted. And this will radicalize the industrialists and the Junkers. I think we'll pass on that. I think that we'll pass on that for the moment. So, France wants to enter a trade agreement. We agree, but that does hurt our finances. So we're very close to our credit cap right now. Our investment pool has 1.26 million in it currently, which tells me that we're not allowed to spend investment pool money on expanding power plants, which is interesting. But let's go ahead and pause our construction here, which will flip us around to making some money. And what do we got going on here? Radical liberal currents in parts of Prussia are causing... This is happening again. More radicalism. Okay, that event is just continually happening. Hilarious. And standard of living has decreased somewhat. Our GDP also just plummeted. Okay. So what's going on with that? Well, we've got low market access in Anhalt. But honestly, that shouldn't be too bad. So we can increase our... Eventually, anyway. We can increase our railway in Anhalt. Eventually. Now, one thing that I'm definitely keeping an eye on here is our interest and our subsidies. So, looking at this, 151k from the urban centers. So, that's still being a thing. And my question is, where is that coming from? What happens if we simply don't subsidize urban centers? Well, we're making a lot more now. So that's good. And we'll see if that causes any catastrophic issues. And these trade routes are unproductive, so we'll get rid of them. And we're just spending down our credit a little bit here for the moment. I do want to resume our construction. How much will that put us negative at this moment if we were to resume this? 128k? 288k. Okay, 288k is a little more than I want to run. So we're going to have to sit here for the time being. We could temporarily drop these wages again. For the purposes of spending down our credit a little bit. If we did that, would we be able to construct? Arguably. Arguably. Okay. So we'll do this for a bit here. And I'm hoping that our power plants will get finished up soon. We've got a lot of these underway, and a lot of them are a very long ways away from finishing. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to work on building power plants. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including, this is the wrong notepad, there we go, Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.